Hey friends, this is not a snow day, quarantine day 24. I am Kevin Ozar. Thank you so much for joining me on my webisode. I know some of you are on spring break right now, so if there's some great ideas you want to put into a file or kind of lock away, go for it. For those of you who are in school right now, welcome. Hopefully we can give you some helpful hints. This is your top of the episode reminder to subscribe. Press that button to subscribe. I'd love to hear from you, your comments, even just where you are and how many humans you have at home with you, or if you're a teacher, you're a parent, maybe you're a student. I had a great online meeting with a lot of my 8th graders today, and there was lots of comments, and then a couple of them subscribed to my YouTube channel. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me here. So different look today. You might notice, for those of you who subscribe or who watch it regularly, that this is not our usual backdrop. I have changed things up, and that is kind of the theme for today. So a classroom teacher, someone who does this professionally, knows a secret. I'm going to let you in on it right now. Change the seating chart. It's true. If you so much as move everybody's seat, it can sometimes restart your classroom. School years are full of restarts, relaunches, change the seating chart, new unit, change the schedule, new semester, new trimester, back from break. And these little restarts are something that teachers, classroom teachers, take full advantage of to try and change the way the class is doing things, to re-energize it, to refocus it. This is a challenge that you might be experiencing right now, that you might have been started gangbusters, and now some of the great systems you built as a home educator are not working out so well. At the same time, there's probably a couple of things you've found that are really, really, really successful. You might have hit some nice rhythms or found some foods that work or some job delegations. One of my friends said that their student is online for a set amount of time from 9 to I think it's noon, and then back on at 1. And what that learner has done is found a great pleasure in planning out what she's going to make for lunch. She's got an hour for lunch, so she plans her lunch, and that's a really, really cool thing that she's doing. So we don't want to take away what isn't working. What we want to try and do is maybe have a restart of some kind at home to help highlight what's working, do away with what's not working, and have a conversation about why it might not be working. So we talked a little bit about classroom meetings on a previous episode. You can go back and look at those. Sitting down and having an honest conversation. What's working right now? What's not? We did a week of themed dinners where we all dressed up in a themed way and showed up for dinner. And our last one was last night. We said, do you want to keep doing this? And we were like, yeah, let's keep doing it. Let's come up with 7 North themes. That's great. Keep doing those things. Those walks. These people do the dishes, and those are great things. But there's some things that aren't working. And my guess is what might have happened is a couple of things. Maybe when this first happened, we bit off more than we could chew. I was talking with a buddy of mine who in talking with his wife, he's like, we set ourselves up to fail. Like, there's no way we could have maintained that. Okay, that happens. That's okay. That's part of learning. Maybe some things you attempted just didn't work. They just, it was well-intentioned and well-executed. It just didn't really play out. The third, most likely, is kind of the story of all of our lives right now, which is things changed. That we got one order and then this order and then now it's this. Or I was able to work from home, but now I have to do this and my hours have shifted. These are all okay. Go easy on yourself. Classroom teachers, we know to commiserate and to talk like, oh, this didn't work. That lesson didn't work. Never doing that again. That is something that we say to each other in our meetings all of the time. Never doing that again. Or boy, did we learn what not to do. And then we refine it, sometimes hour by hour. I want you who are taking over the job of educating your children at home to please, please, please know that you're doing fine. You're doing it okay. You are doing your best. And your relationship, our very first episode of this is let's focus on those relationships, is the most important part. So keep the things that are working. And then try something new. So a new seating chart is something we do in a classroom. New studio look right here for me. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I won't. Comment down below if you like this look or if you want me to go back to the other one. Some other things you could do are maybe it's warm enough where you are right now that you want to have an outdoor classroom and do some of your classes outside. Any teacher will tell you that as soon as it gets above about 42 in Michigan, the kids are like, can we go outside? Can we go outside? Yeah. So have them help you set it up. It might be kind of like yard work, but that's a great thing to do that day, is to own that learning space. Maybe you want to shift the hours. Maybe you want to put them in charge of a lesson this week to teach you something. Maybe they did that before. Maybe you need to revisit their project. Hey, what happened to that? What are you working on? How did you figure out what you want to do next, and why aren't you doing it anymore? These are all great things to kind of relaunch. And there's going to be a couple of these. It is spring. Spring is a season of rebirth, be it from a religious lens for some of us, or certainly from a biological lens for those of us living on this planet. So if you're experiencing spring here in North America, this is a great time for you to spring into some new practices, to try some new things, to get rid of what wasn't working, and see what you can do to salvage what is working, maintain those relationships, and change things up. So here's your homework. Your homework is to change one thing you guys are doing around the house in a way that's going to help people. And these changes are often done best by talking about it, by discussing it, because what you might want to change might be something that's creating comfort for someone else. So, new seating chart, create a change, do something at home. Continue to comment, please, so I know what other things you'd like to hear or see, other ideas that could be helpful to you. Tell your friends if this is helpful for you, please share it. I also want to call out that today is the day that the final game of the March Madness tournament was to be played. The number 3 team going into that tournament was the University of Dayton Flyers, my alma mater. Player of the year, coach of the year, the CBS model had them winning. And so it is okay to talk about the things that we miss. I miss basketball. I miss playing. I miss my Flyers. I miss what I think would have been a national championship for them. But I can't change that. So let go of the things you can't change. Do your homework and change some things that you can change. And hopefully it's for the better. And if not, you can always change the seating chart again. This is not a snow day. You're doing your best. We see you. We appreciate you. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Wash your hands. Go Flyers. Have a great week.